Hi, welcome back. This is the EverSmart City channel. And today we are going to talk about the United Nations SDG goal number 4, which is about education. So I just want to go over some fun facts that the United Nations has presented um, and how we're in alignment with it. So education enables upward socioeconomic mobility and is key to escaping poverty. Over the past decade, major progress was made towards increasing access to education and school enrollment rates at all levels, particularly for girls. However, 260 million children were still out of school as of 2018. Out of that age group, that would be 1/5 of the global population for that age group that's out of school. More than half of all children and adolescents worldwide aren't even meeting the minimum proficiency standards in reading and mathematics. In 2020, as a pandemic spread across the globe, major countries announced the temporary closures of schools, impacting more than 91% of students worldwide. And a month later, by April 2020, close to 1.6 billion children and youth were out of school. And nearly 369 million children who rely on school meals needed to look to other sources for daily nutrition. So never before have so many children been out of school at the same time, disrupting learning, upending lives, especially the most vulnerable and the marginalized. The global pandemic has far-reaching consequences that may jeopardize hard-won gains made by improving global education. I myself am a testament to the quality of education. I was raised in a family where my mother had a sixth grade education, and I watched her choices be limited, and she was beholden to an abusive marriage because of that lack of education when she had small children and wasn't able to work to support her children and get them out of that situation. I've also had the profound privilege of solo backpacking over 30 countries and witnessing the same cycle over and over again, that where there's a lack of education, especially with women, poverty drastically was increased, and domestic violence and mental health all were increased. So Mark's going to talk to us about how here at EverSmart City, what we're looking to provide in the future.
So to start off, inside EverSmart City, we're going to have uh, accredited schools, K through 12, even preschool, inside of the community itself. Just also for accredited learning, but as well as trade programs for students to learn things like culinary schools, salon or barber skills, welding, whether it's mechanics or in terms of cars or computers, uh, in the hardware space, or even coding in the software space, and using all these different aspects to enable these kids to learn. Not just here in America, and our first city is going to be in Phoenix. Our 10-year plan is to start being in multiple cities internationally across the globe. So taking these programs that are accredited and spreading them across the globe to provide access to students everywhere. So, but here in Phoenix, we're going to be partnering and collaborating with local programs to help provide accredited education services to students, as well as partnering with a nonprofit collaboration, Humanifest, to provide educational programs and classes also for veterans and first responders, homelessness, people who suffer from homelessness, um, as well as people who are suffering from redlining, potentially even refugees, really just to provide education. Um, all these trades, like I mentioned, the culinary, for example, culinary coding, all these are going to be adult trades certifications through accredited programs where these students can then essentially, say if there's a high school student, they could come to a program after school or in the summer or during break, learn a learn a skill or take a course or a workshop, earn a certification, and then even after high school, be able to use that in the workforce and to start making wages as a tradesman with a certification, whether it be plumbing, electrical, coding, like say some sort of like software engineering coding, HVAC, as well as welding, culinary, mechanics, all those different programs. And we'll start to roll out more as time goes on. But just to begin to start giving kids different skill sets that they can use in the workforce as soon as they get out of college without having this huge college situation going on. They can do this while they're even in high school. Sophia, I don't know if you want to add anything. Um, Maybe some of our blockchain education for the residents and the public as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll also be providing financial education as well as technical education, specifically in the blockchain space. So that is also through the collaboration with the nonprofit Humanifest. We'll be providing it both for the residents and for the public alike. We are truly passionate about education. We firmly believe that education is what makes the difference for especially making a huge impact in in poverty and dealing with mental health, and also in alleviating violence. So I'll keep stating it over and over again. You'll keep hearing me say it. When women get further in their education, they choose better domestic partners. They have kids later in life. They have fewer kids, and they take better care of their mental and physical health. So that's just on the aspect of women, and it's for all people. And truly, as we look at the world unfolding into the events happening in Ukraine, we can see that education makes an impact in such that these kids and students that have been the last 2.5 years, their education's been impacted in what we can do by helping and bringing things such as free education, free college education. You know, the linear schooling is being outpaced by technology by a huge margin. Most tech companies won't hire students that went to school for technology because their information is already way out of date, because technology is moving faster than the schools can teach. So we've got to figure out a way to make sure that the education that we do is actually outpacing the technology. And we're able to do that through the internet. So we've just got to embrace new ways in which that's what we're doing. We're doing virtual educational classes so we can get the best educators to participate, because they don't have to be in any one city. They can be anywhere they want and participate in a global schooling. So you don't have to live in the areas of the cities to participate. And that allows for us to ensure and partner up with other nonprofits that provide, whether it's smartphones or some type of device, a laptop that will allow girls all over the world to get formal education and to really make an impact on their lives, which is the future.
Absolutely. And as Sophia mentioned, with future partnerships with different nonprofits to provide different opportunities and resources to the community, we're always open to conversations. So if you guys please reach out to us on LinkedIn, as well as join us in our Discord too, to be able to connect with us directly. But again, you can find us both on LinkedIn under our names, or at EverSmart City. Definitely is the place to find us on all social media across the board, between Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram. Um, you guys reach out, jump in the Discord. If, like I said, if you guys have any resources or connections, or
Yeah, we'd
any,
love to hear.
yeah, we'd love to hear anything you guys have in terms
Interact
of.
with us in Discord. Yeah, that would be fantastic. So I just want to close this out with some statistics from the United Nations, these have all changed recently based on COVID. They've revamped these to include what's been going on. But after 20 years of educational gains in all different areas, we're now seeing that 9% of children fell below the minimum reading level at the start of the onslaught of 2020. So there's like over 46% that aren't proficient. So there's just, there's also the increase in participation. Now there's many young children that are entirely reliant on caregivers at home, especially during the isolation periods. And a lot of countries are still going through that as we're slowly all coming out of isolation. So what we're looking for is for the helpers, those that firmly believe in the value of education wherever it is in the world, and how we're all connected, and how educating those in all sectors, and be it in all areas of the world, how it impacts us. So thank you so much for joining us today. We look forward to talking to you tomorrow.